Right then, so welcome to this evening's training coaching session. We're talking about the 80-20 rule, also known as the Pareto principle. And this is very relevant if we're looking to have a slightly more realistic approach to our nutrition. Now, you can approach nutrition 100% all in, and what that will do is it will give you a really good focus for a short period of time. But what it won't do is it won't give you the longevity that we need in order to live a healthy, happy life and actually enjoy the food that we eat. Okay, so the 80-20 rule is a bit more of a sustainable approach to your nutrition while still helping you get towards your goals. Okay. So, as we get into the first slide, understanding the 80-20 principle initially. So, it's about nutritional balance from a mental and physical standpoint. Okay. So, we want nutritional balance for a physical standpoint in terms of we want our body to perform as effectively and as efficiently as it possibly can and feel as good as it possibly can be and be in the best physical shape we can be. That's what we're looking for. That's what we're striving for. If anyone disagrees with that, I would strongly disagree with them. We all want to kind of look our best and feel our best, okay? But also from a mental standpoint. Now, you can you could theoretically go the rest of your life and not eat chocolate, not eat crisps, not drink alcohol, not eat any of that stuff, okay? And you could do that. Unfortunately, from my perspective, I think some of those foods are some of the greatest things in life that we could actually consume. All right. There is a really nice thing about food in terms of food that isn't always going to be great for us per se, nutritionally. It's not the best thing nutritionally, but it's great from a social standpoint. It's great for our own kind of a bit of relaxation from the kind of stresses of trying to stay great with nutrition all the time and 100% on point. So there is definitely a balance to be had with the mental side of nutrition as much as the physical side of nutrition. Okay. Now, when it comes to the basic kind of formula in terms of nutrition, we want to be looking at an 80% nutrient dense foods intake and a 20% flexible eating. It's not going to be 20% nutrient dense, 80% flexible. We want to have the vast majority, so 4/5 of our time want to be spent eating nutrient dense foods, so good foods, whole foods, minimally processed foods if we can help it. Okay, I know it's not easy nowadays with all the ultra processed foods around, but we want to try and focus on good quality food 4/5, 80% of the time, 20% for flexible eating. And this can be apparent for every single day, every single week, every single month, even yearly. Okay, we can look at this. So, the daily nutrition strategy. Now, like I said, 80-20 can break into each and every single day. So, 4/5 of your day is going to be good food. 1/5 is going to be more relaxed. Then you can move it into a week. So 80% of the week is going to be good, 20% is going to be relaxed. You see how we can move it into all sorts of different realms, time frames, etc. So on a daily standpoint, we're looking at 80% lean proteins, colorful vegetables, whole grains, healthy fats. Okay, basically just good quality food. We all kind of know what good, healthy, quality food is. We want it to be 80% of the time. All right. And then 20% of the time, we can actually do this daily. So you don't have to be a saint every single day. You can allow yourself some of your favorite treats. You can go out for a meal. You can have processed foods if you want to, and it's tasty and it's going to help keep you on track longer. Desserts. Okay. Now, the theory behind this is that if you went 100% every single day on the kind of the lean proteins, colorful veg, whole grains, healthy fats, at some point you would cave in. And the problem with if you went 100% for 2 weeks in a row, the problem would be when you cave in, you're more than likely really going to cave in and you're going to go hell for leather and probably end up binge eating. And what that's going to do is it's going to give you an unhealthy relationship with food because you'll probably feel crappy after that. And then we go back through the cycle again. Whereas if you have 80% of the day good quality food and you allow yourself an ice cream a day, or you allow yourself a packet of crisps, or you allow yourself a takeaway once a week, something along these lines, that's going to help you adhere to a diet far longer because you won't feel like it's too restrictive and you'll just get back to normal the next day. And it's not a problem. And that ice cream, that bar of chocolate, that packet of crisps, whatever it is, isn't going to outweigh the 80% of good food that you've eaten in that day. Okay, so this is how we can make it work. And there's certain diets, actually, I've tried it with clients in the past where I've said, I want you to have a chocolate bar a day. fit it into your calories, and I want you to have a chocolate bar each and every single day. The reason being is that they were binging on chocolate probably once a month because they were restricting it massively. Because they allowed themselves to have one a day and it fitted within their calories, they lost something like 20 kilos eventually, and they didn't crave chocolate massively because they were just having a chocolate bar every single day. And that eventually became less and less, and it ended up being like 2 a week rather than every single day. So it's a really powerful way of looking at it on a daily basis. Now, when we do it on a weekly basis, then we need to look at it like this. Well, don't need to, but it can be structured like this. So Monday to Friday can be really focused on nutrient dense meal prep. If you know you're going out at the weekend, this is probably a good strategy to choose, okay? Monday to Friday, focus on really good healthy meals, vegetables, lean proteins, whole foods, pretty much all the time. When it gets to Saturday, you go out for a meal, just enjoy it. Don't even think about it. Don't worry about tracking calories. This is part of your 20% of the week. Okay. Then Sunday is going to be probably a little bit more relaxed again. So it's still a part of the 20%, but you're still going to be reining stuff back in, ready to go again for the following week. So this is kind of like if you are quite social at the weekends, then this one's going to be a good strategy for you. If you've got a fairly regimented routine, then the daily one can be really useful. If you've got social stuff at the weekends, this is a good one to go by. Okay, so during the week, you're really in control. It tends to be easier to control in the week because we have work, we got structure, and we have routine. When it comes to the weekend, it can be a bit more relaxed because we don't have that structure as much if you don't work weekends. And yeah, things can be a bit more kind of laissez-faire, you could say. All right, so that's a good way of looking at it for a weekly plan. And then we can look at it on a monthly perspective. All right. Now, this would be, I would use this generally if you've got a holiday at the end of the month or something. Now, what you could do during this is it would be more aligned with 24 days. This is the example I've got here, 24 days of real focus. Okay. 24 days of real focus with your nutrition. And then you can have 6 days flexible, your holiday, your 6, 7 days at the end of the month. That can be really flexible, special occasions, holidays, celebrations, that kind of stuff. Okay. We can look at it in a monthly balance this way. So can you see how 80/20 can work in any kind of time frame depending on your situation, the time of the year? So as it comes in towards summertime now, you might be looking more on the monthly perspective rather than just the daily perspective. Now, the way I do it personally is I go day by day. I do 80% of my day. I'm on it. 20%. I generally have like an ice cream or a bit of chocolate every single day, pretty much. Now if I know I'm going out for a few beers at the weekend, then my Thursday and Friday will probably be really good, and then the Saturday will be a bit more relaxed. Okay, but I'm so in tune with my body and what I eat because I've been doing it for so long that I kind of know where to rein it back. Even when I go out drinking with the lads or something, I know when to rein it back in terms of food wise. The next day I'm really good. I don't cave in. I'm really focused. So I've managed to find my balance that way. But this is all about trying to find a little bit of pattern recognition for yourself, okay? And just trying to train your brain into thinking, you know what, I'm allowed to relax a little bit, but 80% of the time is going to be focused. I was actually chatting to someone earlier today, and they go by this principle with their work, with their business. So they've got 80/20 everywhere in their business and different things they do. And you can transfer this into work, into relationships, into your exercise routine. You can work it into everything. So the idea behind it is for sustainability and mental wellness more than anything. Okay, so it's really going to help reduce food anxiety. So it gives you permission to enjoy all foods, and it reduces stress around eating. Really important for that. It improves your relationship with food overall. So there's no more categorizing foods as good or bad. It's just part of your diet. Okay, it's not. The word diet has got a bad reputation because people think when you're on a diet, it's just salad, carrots, celery sticks. That your diet is what you eat. Yes, that's your diet essentially. So whether it's pizza or whether it's an avocado, it's part of your diet. So it's just about having an improved relationship with your diet and not referring to bad foods. It's just a part of your diet. And then it's just part of your everyday life. So it's just about learning to accept that, okay? Long-term adherence, like I said before, this is a far greater way of keeping on track with your long-term nutrition plan. Okay, far greater way, and it allows you to have social connection. So it allows you to be free to participate in social experiences. Generally, most social experiences revolve around food, don't they? So it allows you to do that and still be in control and still make progress towards your goals. So a few practical implementation strategies for you here right now. First up is start with your plate, okay? And we can put the 80/20, you can refine it right down even onto your bloody plate, all right? So we could say, right, fill your plate 80% with vegetables, lean proteins, and whole grains. There could be 20% on there for, I don't know, some chips. Okay, something like that. So just look at it like that, 80-20. The 80-20 thing is a really interesting thing. It's a really interesting way of looking at everything in life. Okay. Practice, if I can speak properly, put my teeth back in, practice mindful eating. So eat slowly, savor each bite, and listen to hunger and fullness cues. So talk about that a lot. It's something I still need to improve on. It's something I'd imagine most of us need to improve on, rather than just shoveling food in while we're watching telly or we're on our phone scrolling or whatever, or even at work when you're working, shoveling food in. Be a bit more mindful about it and just kind of relax, enjoy each mouthful, be present in the moment, okay? And plan flexible moments. So schedule your 20% foods in. So when are you going out for a takeaway? When are you going out with friends? When are you going to cook a tea that's not a dinner that's not going to be the most healthiest thing in the world as pizza one night because you were late from work or something? Anticipate these nights, anticipate these meals, and enjoy them without guilt, because you know in yourself you have got the discipline and control just to get back to normal the next day, get back onto the routine the next day. So this is what we're looking at here. Okay, it's all about understanding it's not the end of the world. We just get back to it. We keep going, we keep going. And a couple of key takeaways here, no pun intended, pun definitely intended, is consistency, not perfection. So what you do most of the time matters more than occasional indulgences. 80-20, the vast majority of the time, that's what matters. Nutritional freedom, so no food is forbidden, okay? It's going to create a sustainable approach to healthy eating. It will help your kind of relationship with food massively. The personalized approach here, so it's the 80-20 rule to your lifestyle, preferences, and nutritional needs. So you can really personalize it to you, your specific situation, social events coming up. And it is a lifelong strategy. I've been doing this 80-20, I would say, for the past 8 years. And I used to have an eating disorder, yeah, and that is long, long gone. I have got such a good relationship with food now. It's actually, I reckon I should write a book about it, because I've got no issues with food at all. And this is coming from someone who literally used to starve themselves back in the day. All right. And my 80-20 approach now is just such a happier way of approaching food. So yeah, guys, that is today's presentation. Hopefully that just shed a bit of light on the kind of relaxation that we need around nutrition. I'm just going to end the recording here now. So we'll just stop the